Halloween's the most dangerous season of the year for the homeless. I'm like, well, why is that? Are they eating bad candy? What's going on here? He's like, no. They have these vans that come around and they tell the homeless they're going to take them to a shelter. They've got whole big meals set up for them and showers, and they can wash their clothes and all this. And a lot of them get in the vans and go. And then they tie them up and they hold them for the 31st. And then they sacrifice them on the evening of Halloween to the devil. And it's like a perfect crime because nobody's looking for them.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
China, Israel, Ukraine, and us now. We didn't used to be as big a part, I think. But anyway, it's like you harvest the organs, and then you got to get rid of the rest. And that's what I think they are doing. It really just says Soylent Green in a different form. And anybody thinks this is just made up. We have videos, for example, in Ukraine of they call them the Chorny Transplantologia. I can barely say that. I don't speak Russian. I just read it. But anyway, it's the black transplantologists. And they stumbled onto these things. I know Putin knows about this. The Russian army knows about this. They underground harvesting areas. So young Ukrainian soldier is not quite dead yet, but they don't think he's going to survive. Boom, 2 kidneys, 2 lungs, a heart, a liver, and the rest goes into the food supply. That part I can't prove, but I'm going to tell you about I can prove about the kidneys and stuff like that. So you've got, he's worth almost $1 million, by the time, and you sell it, you're going to get more than $1 million for that because that price gets way bumped up. He's getting nothing, but in this case, but if you yourself want to sell your kidney to the black market, you sell it and then they mark it up 10 times, but it goes over to these big hospitals in China. They were just there for that reason. So, and they were live harvesting the Uyghurs, the Christians, and the Falun Gong.
Why was it in the LA Times in the 20s and 30s and 40s saying there's catacombs all through LA? You can look this up. This is in the LA Times, talking about there's a whole civilization of people down there. Not only a civilization, but then they're talking about there's like non-human people as well, reptilians, and all this is in the newspaper.
This is in the newspaper?
This is in the newspaper in LA Times, where they're saying there's catacombs that they use in LA. And here's another thing too. Here's what's weird. Going back to Diddy real quick. Like, they're saying like he had tunnels and all this other stuff, right?
Right.
Now, in Humbly Hills, that's a very prominent, area, right? Now, he was about maybe not even half a mile from the Playboy Mansion. Playboy Mansion had tunnels. That's confirmed too. And they said they use it for celebrities to get in and out from the mansion and whatnot for security reasons.
Right.
Okay. But why does it go to other celebrities' homes? Warren Beatty and all these other people.
I heard that.
It went through the whole neighborhood. So if you say that, tunnels don't exist, the celebrities have them, it's in the newspaper, they don't exist? I'm just saying. So I think not only that, but I mean, even in Vegas, like Vegas has a whole underground civilization as well. The homeless live down there.
We actually found it. I didn't think we'd find this cave, but here it is. I know, who built it? Yeah. What? No way. Alright, so we have a choice to either keep going on this level or to go up and start to go up. Whoever made the staircase knew what they were doing. Yeah. Dude, the elevator. Holy crap. Dude, it sounds like there's power to it or something. What? Whoa, dude, I can see a platform way up.
underground tunnels that run through the whole world. A dude got from like California to New York in like an hour or something like that.
You can look this up. There's a patent for a MAGLEV train. It's a magnetically levitated train that can travel from East Coast to West Coast in under an hour. I've interviewed people who said they took this train. The patents are public information. They exist. Throughout history, there have been several cataclysms that took place on the planet. In order for people to survive these cataclysms, they have to go underground. That's why across the world, you see these empty underground networks and cities that were built for this. There's a tribe in America called the Hopi tribe, Native Americans. In their creation story, there's a group called the Ant People. They said the Ant People came from underground and gave them knowledge and taught them information on how to survive the cataclysms on the surface. In order to be able to live subterranean, you gotta have approval. That's where all of these stories come from. We've seen a whistleblower come out and said the government spent $21 trillion on building underground cities in case of an extinction event. All across America, we hear people coming out, yo, I hear loud booms and banging underground. That's what's going on down there. And then you see Elon Musk, he has his boring company. Elon Musk goes all through Vegas just for his electric vehicles. That same technology, there are patents for that, to build these underground tunnels. Those are all patented information. You can look this up. They don't allow this information to be used in free technology because it would give a great imbalance to the power structures across the world and the international bankers, because if you can use magnetic elevation, basically anti-gravity, for travel, that would completely eliminate the use for coal, fossil fuels. All of those billionaires' net worth would drop in a matter of minutes. That's why they keep us in this matrix with one set of science when they know other sets of science definitely exist.
So we all just got woken up to some disturbing sound all through the whole area. I just called 911 and they said they've gotten like over 50 calls about it.
Redstone. These are some old Aztec sandstones, located 1 hour outside of Las Vegas. What are the ancestors saying? Or maybe what's built underneath these old dunes?
After watching this, I'm convinced the elite have tunnels everywhere.
Watch this, y'all.
This is the spot.
So by this big tree, there's a big old hole. And there's lights on. Like somebody's still paying the light bill. There's lights all down this tunnel. This is a sophisticated tunnel. Like, look at those stairs. It goes so deep down this place, y'all. Remember, this is underground. It just keeps going and going and going. But what he finds is insane. Now he gets like a door. What's behind the door? Fast forward a little bit, gets through the door, opens the door. Now there's some kind of room. What is that? They have tunnels like this all over the world, y'all, that lead to like weird places.
Islam, shalom, hola, aloha, bonjour, osio, assalamu alaikum, konnichiwa. This your brother Zach Bay, Indigenous American Moor, coming to you live in full effect. Like, share, subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell down below so you can be notified whenever I'm dropping some new content. Leave a comment, interact with me. Thank you. I really do appreciate your viewership. Let's jump into another one. Back at it again. Modern day demon hunting, or demon hunting in the modern day. Hopefully you enjoyed those clips at the beginning, and I'm going to show some more at the end to help drive my point home. So, as you can tell, the theme of this one is underground. These underworlds right here. So, besides America, these places are all over the world. Underground facilities, underground ancient cities that have been lost, buried, forgotten, or some that have just been covered up secretly. Let's see. I want to first speak on some of the known sites we have here in America, and then I'm also going to speak on some of the unknown sites we have, right? So just to speak on some of the unknown underground sites. Washington, D.C. Now, this should be common information, common knowledge by now, that there is a secret city underneath Washington, D.C. There's a secret train system underneath Washington, D.C. that's just for members of like Congress and the Senate, the executive branch. So yeah, underneath Washington, D.C. there is a city under there, right? Not just the bunker that Trump has been working on as well, like that underground bunker, the fallout shelter that's underneath the White House that's currently being renovated right now. All right, another one, New York City. In New York City, there's also underground tunnels. There's metro tunnels that are secret access that's only for members of the Secret Service, clergy, high clergy members, people who are really of the higher brass, right? Who are calling the shots in the city. So as well as that, there's not a secret, but there's underground city as far as like a population that lives down there. There's people who live in the sewers subterraneously. Like, I'm not talking like, or maybe even it might be inspiration from like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. How inside of their sewer, they had like a whole little layout down there where they had their entire martial arts dojo in their lair out there. So there's places, there's certain subway tunnels and stations that are completely closed to the public. Some require secret access, so there's definitely a underground or underworld that lives underneath New York. The same thing with Las Vegas, right? As in the clip you've seen before, there's tunneling going on underneath Las Vegas as we speak. There's banging. People were reporting hearing those sounds, right? Tesla has drilling technology. Elon Musk is using drilling technology to build a roadway. I've seen videos of this. There's a roadway that's strictly for Teslas that operates underground, and they're like tunnels, right? It's like a small tunnel system that's strictly just for the Teslas to operate underground, that's functioning in Vegas. All right. And of course, the underground city that's there as well. People living subterraneously underneath there. That's been going on for a long time now. Area 51. Now, this one is known, but it's still unknown. It's still very, very secretive. That this military base, there's an entire underground facility, not just what's on the surface for the Air Force, to take off and land helicopters and stuff like that. There's underground facilities in there that crafts, that there are hangars that open up from underground that crafts can take off and land that go back underneath the ground. All right, that's Area 51. Now, those are just some of the locations that seem pretty damn secretive, but we know about them, fam. Now, some of the areas that are unknown. All right, so I'm just going to say these secret bunkers. There's plenty of secret bunkers, and when I say secret, of course we know that they exist, but we don't know their locations, fam. They're hidden all over the country. Some might just be hidden in plain sight as well, but they're secret bunkers. As I spoke about before, the fallout shelter that's underneath the East Wing in the White House, that secret fallout shelter that's right there, hey, that's being renovated right now. Those are all over the country for certain members of the government to use in case an emergency, an attack or something like that. The secret train system that goes underneath that allegedly goes from East Coast to West Coast, right? Now, there's been rumors about this for a long time now. Now, this same type of train technology, this magnet train, these bullet train technologies, they already have them in Japan. They're just above ground, right? So if we have that same technology here, we just don't want the common people to have access to it. So it's most likely only being used for the incredibly wealthy billionaires, people whose names aren't listed in Forbes, fam. That's what I'm talking about. 13 families type stuff. Multiple black sites, all right? So these government black sites, I want to liken them to Guantanamo Bay, except these places are a lot worse. Now, when these black sites pop up, they don't really pop up because they technically don't exist, right? So it's like they can be dismantled, or they can be completely disassembled and moved whenever they need to, right? These sites do not officially exist. Like I said, they're like Guantanamo Bay, but probably 100 times worse, fam. And who knows what type of people they're keeping down there, or what type of experimentations that are going on down there. Now, speaking of that, I want to draw attention to, if you've ever seen the movie Resident Evil, I'm talking about the first Resident Evil film, right? It was a mansion. It took place inside of a mansion. But in that mansion, underneath of it, there was a elevator system that went miles underneath the ground into like a hive network of laboratories. That's the type of stuff I'm talking about. Go back and watch the first Resident Evil. There's a lot of people who are fans of the Resident Evil franchise, right? The first one in the mansion, that underground hive base where they had that underground hive laboratory where they had all the zombies down there and the experimentations they was doing. Those places really exist, fam. They're hidden in plain sight. It could just be right underneath of a local house, right underneath of a warehouse or something like that, underneath an office building. Is just right underneath the ground, taking place underneath your noses every single day. All right, let's continue. Now, some of these underground sites are new, some of them are old. And when I say old, I mean ancient, right? You've seen the clip when they were talking about those ancient catacombs that were found underneath California. Now, best believe there's ancient tunnel systems that were found all over the East Coast also. Some of the most intricate tunnel systems, and some haven't even been explored to this day because they're on public property, public land. And it's very, very dangerous to go down in there, risk of cave-ins and stuff like that, right? But the indigenous people, right, the ancestors use these networks and tunnels to travel underneath the ground whenever they needed to. Yeah, so along with some of the ancient ones, there's new ones. There's new tunnel systems being built, or some of the ancient tunnel systems and caverns have been renovated into newer bases or laboratories that are filling up the space that the old ancient city or ancient temple once stood underneath the ground. All right, so when I say this, some of these spaces are so large that entire cities can be fit inside of them. Entire populations can be fit inside of these places. Some of these caverns is like, you might find a cavern that's filled with men in black, right? Government agents. And then right next to it or beneath it, you could potentially have a cavern that's full of reptilians, lizard men, or mole men. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you might potentially find down there. Because there's all kinds of stories of what's potentially hidden underground. Different races, different beings. Some intelligent, some aggressive, some not aggressive, you know. Very, very interesting stuff, fam. So I would say when it comes to this, definitely look into it, because besides all the so-called underground raids and underground sweeps that allegedly happened when Trump was first in office, all right, if you remember those allegations that so-called drain the swamp thing, they said that they were trying to flush out these pedos and things like that, that they were raiding these underground tunnels and things, and then the information about Diddy was popping up. Of course, celebrities having these underground tunnels and stuff like that. They were finding underground tunnels connecting synagogues, and when there was in New York when the lockdowns was happening, leading from building to building. Like, this stuff has been going on for a long time, and it just seems to be happening underneath your noses, fam. So I've heard about whole communities of people that are allegedly born underground that have never seen the light of day. Now, some of these people could be on some the hills have eyes type of energy, like inbred and deformed. And some of them could just be indoctrinated and enslaved to believe that that's the only thing that there is down there for them. Like I said, never seen the light of day, and they're just being taken advantage of. Kind of like there's an old film, The People Underneath the Stairs, kind of like that, fam. That's what I'm talking about. This stuff is happening. It's like the truth is more stranger than fiction, fam. So hopefully you get the vibes that I'm putting down here, and you can look into some of this. Like I said, this is my special. I want to go deeper into this because there's so many aspects to this this underworld, and potentially hunting down these fiends, these monsters, these demons, these entities, right? I believe some of the first places we can check, that we can raid and cleanse, will be underground. Attack the underground. Let me know how I'm doing down below. Like, share, subscribe to my channel. You know that they're always trying to silence voices like mine, but I'm always going to be swinging the sword of righteousness, fam. Like I said, this your brother. Peace.
We don't fight against flesh or blood. We fight against principalities and rulers in higher places. And why in the Bible, why does it say that? The devil is the highest ruler. Under the devil becomes his pawns. The devil runs it in the spiritual, but who runs it in the physical? I ain't even got to do all that. Just do your own research on who runs it in the physical. And then when you start saying, oh, they run it, who else is rich? And who else is getting to these people like them? Everybody who has influence, they ain't pushing Jesus.
Right.
They ain't pushing Jesus. You don't see Jesus on TV.
Yeah.
You see sex, money, murder.
Yeah.
That's what you see. So why is the people who own everything pushing sex, money, murder? You say, damn, well, it's a certain group of people who own everything. And anybody who went against it, they died. Anybody who got a little bit of influence and push something opposite than what the people who own everything is pushing, they died. So why is that? Because Jesus is the real way. They're pushing the opposite of Jesus because they believe something other than Jesus. But Jesus is the only way.
Praise God.
Amen.
You ever seen like a fly to the light? But you do know the moths are in the room when the lights are off, right? So why you don't see them until you put the light on?
Guess what I realized, bro? Demons are around us right now. But they don't present themselves until light comes on. When they see your light, they want to attract you.
But the problem with them, you see when the moth, you get that, this be the light right here. It'll get up and then it get away. And in the human form, guess what's happening? I walk in truth. So you know what it's going to do? It exposes people's insecurities. I don't have the answers to everything, but I will expose your insecurities. You know what? Because that's what the truth do. Well, I'm a walking light. And when I mess up, guess what I do? Take it to the chief. You know how many people will read your text and not respond? People owe you now. They won't respond to you because they're insecure. I can be an adult and just say, Malik, I'm sorry. Right now, I just done it. But I'm sorry. It took 4 seconds, bro, to be an adult. This shit ain't even hard. We make things harder than what it's supposed to be. You walk away with a character and friendship. Most people don't have no character. That's what I realized. If you want to be negative and you want to be the devil, that's your life. I'm just authentically being me because everyone else is taken. I don't care what you feel about me. I'll wake up every day and be that's because that's my purpose. Do I see the negative people? Of course. But do we attract together? Of course.
And so the higher you vibrate, the more of an exorcist you become to other people. Like, I've kind of been studying people, like, as I've been on this path of, like, raising my vibration. And this person or people can be, like, really kind-hearted, genuine, good people. But if your frequency is, like, a lot more above them, you will pull out, like, the deepest insecurity out of them, which will cause them to attack you. So this is why monks choose to kind of be to themselves, like, off in a temple somewhere, because they realize that by vibrating that high and being around, like, ordinary people, they run the risk of having those people switch up on them, doing, like, all the weird things that people be doing. And that's the dangerous thing about this journey. It's like the law of duality. Everything's going to come with a good and a bad. But you got to realize if you have people around you that's not on that like wavelength of trying to grow, increase their frequency, they run the risk of maybe like one day switching up on you, doing the weirdest thing that you never would have expected from them. Some people would argue that they were always bad, but it's not like that. Like everyone has like a shadow self, everyone has demons within them, and some people just aren't in control of them. So be careful.